Hello everyone. I think I'm live. Just let me just check if I'm live or not. I think I am live. Just let me put on turn on the camera. Let me turn into a live chat. I think I'm aware about everything. Let's just turn on the camera. I think I am visible. Okay, let me just reduce the playback quality and stop this thing. Hmm. Okay. Oh, that's something. Hello everyone. I think I'm live. Is I'm live? If I'm live, let me know in the chat so that I could get the idea. Like also I have to check some settings for a smoother playback. Oh, now this is fine. This is fine. Okay, so it's a Ask Voice series. Those who don't know about it, just let me give you a little bit a glimpse of it. So in this stream, we actually sit for almost 1 and 2 hours, where we talk about back end stuff, what we are doing and what we are planning, and also I usually create notes about things for solving a lot of problems of yours, which I have discussed in the HarshWise 2.0 series. Hello, Arpit. Like, I am very grateful that you joined the stream. So, yeah, currently I am carrying this, reference notebook, if you guys can see, so that if I found something that is mentioned in my notebook, I would easily go and directly, you know, share it with you, or I will just go forward and look at your questions which you ask in the reply. So please be open to ask questions into reply. Otherwise, we will get started by going towards the behind the scenes, like how to create designs. Because yes, in the first stream we had did a part of it where I explained like how to create design. So a lot of people get to know about it. So if you haven't watched that stream, uh, you can go and check that previous stream as well. Okay, I think I should go on and show my screen. Okay, if there would be any lag, let me know, because yes, I cannot see the preview of my stream, and yeah, sometimes internet lags, so that could be a little bit problematic. But yes, just because I have found something a good settings, so I don't think there would be any problem. So yeah, I was talking about thing. Let me just check. Yes, I could remove it, and I can add Display capture. Wait, is okay. I could add a window capture, which could be a brave. Okay. Now I have to reduce the size of it and just add a transform from now. That would be great, I think. Okay, let me just edit some transforms so that it would be very easy to, you know. Okay, I think my screen would be properly visible then. Okay, now I think it's. In which college do you study? I am from United College of Engineering and Research, so you could search it by UCER Prayagraj. Okay, so I am going to talk about how we make designs. Like I am going to show you um, the basic way to create a thumbnail. Like because it is a BTS stream where I show you the behind the process of everything we do. So I'm going to give you a very glimpse of things like how I make thumbnails for streams, which you can easily copy for your own YouTube videos if you ever try. So yeah, let's get straight towards Figma. So if you guys don't aware about what Figma is a free tool for design. It is acquired by Adobe very recently. People use it to create UI UX designing, but for me, someone like me who is into experimentation, and a lot of people, to be honest, out there using Figma for designing. So you could use it for designs as well. So yeah, in between of what I'm telling and what I'm trying to, just give you glimpse of anything. Feel free to ask any question which you want to ask related to me, related to my channel, related to the Harshwise, and also if you are part of the Harshwise 2.0, make sure you go and ask your doubts. That would be very, very great. If you guys also, if you guys are not aware about the Harshwise 2.0, let me just go through a quick glimpse of what the Harshwise 2.0 is. So if you go and search, not search, I will give you the link as well. So yeah, if I go and search the Harsh Wise, so there's a top mate link I am mentioning in the chat, which you can go and check it out. It is a free link for you all. Absolutely, I'm not going to charge you anything, but yes, let me just go straight and keep progression. We are very proud of you. Thank you so much. That's a very bold statement. Also, I'm mentioning the HairChoice 2.0 link because so that you guys can get the access of it. Let me just pin it. So why it is playing? Yep, 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 yep. So yeah, here I have mentioned a link to the HairChoice 2.0. Let me show you what you will get if you go on this link. Also, let me know if there would be any lag or anything you face. Okay, so this is the website, the link I have mentioned. If you go there, you will get to see this thing. So what you have to do is this is the Harshwise 2.0 for those who don't know what the Harshwise 2.0 is. So the Harshwise 2.0 is a private series of my own channel, which I have created for people who have specifically any problem, like they don't know how to organize things, they don't know how to find their passion or anything. So yeah, if I show you, already 20 people have got this series. We have made $6 sales of it, so a lot of people have spent some money for us. They have given us some gifts, you can say it. So yeah, let me just talk about what the Harshwise 2.0 is. It is a private and exclusive series to my subscribers who actually love my videos, who love to, watch my Instagram posts, Instagram stories, my videos, my streams. They come here to solve their problems. So I have created a complete series in which I explain using visuals, which I'm also doing on these streams. All the videos are 5-minute videos, so you don't have to wait for, oh my god, I have to watch that 1 hour 2 hour lectures. No, you get a 5-minute to the point video where you actually get your solutions. Also, you will get solution for your specific problem. So if you're someone who get the access from here, you can directly came into my DM and you can write a message, hey Harsh, I have the access of the HarshWise 2.0. This is my specific problem, can you make a video for me? Not just a video, it is actually a solution for you. So if you ask a question, there will be a solution for you all, guys. Also, the first video where I talk about if you have a multiple interest, so are you confused about your life, like what you should and where you should start from? So there's a first video on that. The second video is how to write DM, which actually gets a reply. So we all know that we write DMs in a very vague way. So a lot of people don't reply to you. And in this video, I had talked about how I, reach out to a creator in a way that that she replied me instantly. And I have did for a lot of creators, and I have got opportunities through this way, just writing a DM. The third video is art of organization, where I talk about how to organize your ideas, how to organize your stuff, and all this thing. So after, you have to click here access and mention 0, and you can mention your details here. So when you click access, it will go to you. It will take you to that page where you can pay something, like you can pay 0 directly. You don't have to pay anything. But yes, a lot of people pay 20 rupees. It is a very popular, that's why it is mentioned here that popular is 20 rupees. So maximum and minimum, you could pay 20 rupees or whatever your choice is. Just mention 0, and when you complete details, you will redirect it toward a page called, let me show you the glimpse of how the HarshWise 2.0 look alike, and how you guys can, what you guys will see if you get the access of the HarshWise 2.0. Just let me check if there is any question or anything if you guys have mentioned. Let me just check. My internet is little bit slow, I think, but yep, there's no problem in that. I could manage it. Let's see. So yeah, I think, okay, I think there's no doubt here. Let me just go back to the screen and show you. Okay, the HarshWise 2.0 is exactly the way I talk about things. And also I have created a recent video on Notion. So someone asked me like, hey Harsh, I didn't understood about Notion. Can you give me an idea, or can you create a project on Notion which actually give me a very clear and crisp idea about how to use Notion? So I created a habit tracker using Notion. So if you have the access of the HarshWise 2.0, go and check it out, because yes. So yeah, if I just zoom in a bit, it will be very easily visible to you all. Like, okay, the first video is exploring your interest and developing skills as a beginner and pro, and I have showed you that 20 people have access, and people have spent more of their time watching the video on exploring your interest and developing skill. If you're confused as a beginner, as a pro, like what you have to do and what you should do, the people watch that video. Also, very recently I've added a video called how to build a Notion to-do list or habit tracker using Notion. So if you're someone who don't know how to use Notion, start with here and you will understand, like, yes, how this is the way I should use Notion. Also, I'm working on making multiple videos, so I will create some videos for you all guys. Very recently you will find a lot of videos here. So yeah. So this is the process. Let me just get back to Figma so that you guys don't feel bored. Like, man, he's just, sharing about the HRC word. Let me just get straight toward Figma. Okay, so Figma is a very powerful tool. To be honest, let me tell you. So if I get a chance, I will show you all the 3D designs people have created using Figma. And you will be amazed. People have created 3D designs. Now, let me just go back to the design which I previously creating. which I was showing you all how to create thumbnails. And I have literally made a thumbnail here. So I will show you a thumbnail, how I have created, how I will create, and then I will apply the same thumbnail on my YouTube, live stream. So you will get a very crisp and clear idea about it. So this is Figma, and the basic tutorial I have already talked about it. So I will not go straight toward the basic, but yes, it is very easy. Let me tell you, very easy. You will curse Canva after learning Figma. That's the fact. Oh my god, my internet is very slow. I think very slow internet. Guys, let me know if there will be any lag in the stream, because yes, I cannot, cannot observe things up. That's quite bad, to be honest, but I have to bear it. We all have to bear it. Also, let's get to this page. Also, let me just go and just take a copy of this thumbnail. Oof. I think my internet is very problematic. Instead of this, I will prefer Safari. Okay, no worries. Let's skip this process and let me just turn off the window capture and open up a desktop capture, a display capture, so that it will show a complete display of my PC. Okay, so here my whole screen is visible to you all. And yeah, let's get straight to Safari. So Safari is actually an inbuilt browser for all the Macs. And let me just, I think it will not lag again. So let's go to TL Raw. Yes, my Safari always work faster than Brave. I don't know why, but a little bit pain point. I have to bear it. So let's go to Figma here. I think it will be very easy to show things up. How do you design? So when you go on Figma, it will look like this. Just you have to go and click get started for free. It will ask you just go with Google, say hey, just log in with Google Mornings. You just go and say it and just go and enter any theme, any person get started. Also, yes. So recently I have started learning more about things. Like I have spent my most of the time reading Paul Graham's essays. So today is my biggest. So let's click on what new design. Where is the new design option? No, I don't want to create a new team. I just want to create a new draft. What? How to? Hey, why it appears very strange? Okay, draft. Now I get it. Hmm. Oof. Why are you not properly working? Oof. This is whom. The file may be deleted. Okay, so this could be a little bit. Firstly, my internet is working very slow. Secondly, I don't know what should I do. Okay, so let me just go on the topics. So yeah, so let me just go and talk about the stuffs. Oops. What do you mean by browser storage? Okay, let me just once check my settings once if there's any issue, something like that. Because yes, I have checked that all the settings were fine, but yes, it's I think this became problem for like, oh my god. Hmm. So I don't think it is any problem for it. My CPU it is taking 50 encoded overloaded. Okay. This is uh it's not actually. Okay. So go on the Safari and start making a so if I go and start with understanding things like, okay, so today we are going to talk about how to start things. Okay. So it is very important to understand like how we actually start things up. Okay. I think. Okay, so how to start things? Because yes, today I have made a video on how to find goals. So it would be revolving around the same concepts. But yes, if you want to start anything, first you have to understand what you actually going to start with, like what this is about. So first of all, identify. So if you want to start anything, first go with your interest, find your interest. Because when you find your interest or your hobby or anything, you it will be very easily for always you have to remember this one thing. So I just write it here. So it's not it's not all about start, it's about keep going. So yeah, we all should understand this one single thing is that it's not all about start. So we just focus on, okay, I want to start thing, I want to start thing, I want to start something. But we generally, forget about a principle or something called keep going. Because yes, we all know about repetition. When we repeat things up, we get better into it. If I want to become better into communication, I have to repeat things up. And yeah, you can easily feel this if you watch my videos, if you watch my old videos, if you're someone who's my classmate, if you're watching this video, you will understand, like, yeah, things gradually become better if you try things up. You fail, you try, you fail and try, you try again and again and again, then you get better into it. And yeah, there's a one thing that you have to do is to you have to just zoom in about things, zoom in, zoom out, to understand, okay, you are actually progressing, you are getting better into something. So it's a new month. I will suggest you to, if you're someone who's wanted to start something, first find your interest. Because yes, if you want to do things for a longer run, you need to have some interest into it. Also, let's talk about the second thing is that when you find the interest, the second step would be, uh, also, let's suppose you want to focus on building habit. Okay, it is very easy to say. I can directly say, man, if you want to build a if you have an interest in books, you want to start book reading, and you never ever had done book reading, because yes, we are going to start a series about a book reading. Okay, भाई आपकी डिग्री कौन सी डिग्री भाई? Okay, so I was talking about focus on building habit, and let me tell you, it is the hardest thing, like the hardest thing. Okay, so we all, lack into it. We all try to build habit, but yes, just after doing it for 2 3 days, we are like, man, we are dead. I cannot complete it, and building a habit is, becoming a very hard thing for us. But yeah, there's a pattern we could follow to build a habit. So if you want to start anything, first find your interest, then focus on building habit. The third, and for building habit, you can start from that 0.1% thing. Okay, for building habit, start with 0.1%. Okay, what is 0.1%? So 0.1% is something that is very minimum thing, like very minimum thing. Just think about book reading. If you want to start book reading, just think about what could be the easiest thing for book reading. Reading a book. Huh? Uh, for me, the let me take my example. How I started reading books. So I created a different shortcuts for starting reading. I started liking posts on Instagram related to books, which actually generally share some of the glimpse of books where you actually get to learn some lessons of it. And I start sitting and I start communicating with, and I also joined some communities where people started sharing their learnings. And I'm very grateful about written, because yes, I'm in his community, and where he, whenever he learns things, he just share it. So when you are into a surrounding where a lot of people are sharing you things related to book reading, because yes, surrounding is very important, because that will give you an understanding of what is the 0.1% thing for that. Okay, so I will add that point here as well. Ki if you want to build a habit, so there could be I will call it 2A, is that environment, because it is very important. Also, I know building an environment is very hard, and it is very hard to find communities, so it is very important to join some like-minded communities, because yes, where at there you will learn a lot of things. So yeah, I started looking towards posts related to book reading, not exactly book reading, but they started sharing lessons of books. So there I gradually find an interest into books. So I like, okay, so this is the book. If I take the example of so one of the most like one of the first book which I like from my deep of the heart is Don't Believe Everything You Think. And I saw like almost 20 30 posts on Instagram, and that exactly talk about the lessons of that book. And whenever I learn something from that, my mind was like, "Ki, I have to read this book." And there I started reading books from PDF. Okay, so a lot of you be like, man, who read from PDFs? So for me, that 0.1% is start reading with PDFs. So when you start reading from PDF, you do exactly that 0.1% thing. You start book, just check all the lessons which you find have interest, which you actually find an interest, and start writing on paper. And I myself, I know, like, I have read a lot of book through this way. I just open the book, start reading 1 to 3 pages, and when I lack the interest, I change the book. That's the very simple and the smallest way you can do things. Is try try it, because if you don't try it now, how could you understand if it is for you or not? So it is focus on building habit. If you find your interest in, if just try it. And there I apply one principle, so I want to talk about that principle as well. Is um, A lot of people call it 10-second rule, a lot of people call it 2-minute rule, some people call it I don't know what. So everyone have their own thing, but I call it 5-second rule, or sometime I call it 2-second rule. What is it? So if I talk about it, I take a minimum amount of time for thinking if I want to do it or not. I spend a very minimum amount, almost 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. And in that, I just think about, okay, I want to start it or not. And when you think about it, okay, let's suppose you want to do a stream. I want to do this stream. I just think for 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. And I think, okay, I have to do stream. I start setting things up in 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, I will not waste a single second, and I start setting up the things. And that is your environment, that you are building the action for your. Because if I want to do the stream, I have a mic here, I have my setup here, I have my laptop here, and the table and chair here. I just, what I have to do is, I just, put things here and there, start a click a stream button, and that's where you actually start. So it could be in between of the point, which is point number one, and a point which is in between of one and two is that, uh, just do it. Because yes, we all fail on this point, that we don't get started. We just think about it again and again. Okay, I have to do this thing, I have to do this thing, but we never ever get started. So when you take the action, when you start doing things, you will realize you are getting better into it. And this is the way you can focus on building environment, trying it, 5-second rule. And also there's one of the best thing which you need to understand here. And whatever I have talked about, these 3 points, these are very interrelated things. So for every new day, you have to follow these 3 principles. For every new day, again, just remember this point. For every new day, you have to follow this principle. Because yes, for building a habit, it actually requires month and months for building a complete habit. So you cannot become a book reader in just 1 and 2 day, because because you are very motivated after watching this stream. This will never happen, that you build any habit. So what you have to do here is that, what you do is, you focus on building habit. For building habit, for every single day, you build an environment for yourself for building the specific habit. Let's suppose I wanted to become a book reader. What I will do is, I will create an environment means, like, where I'm sleeping, I put a book there. From where I'm studying, I will put a book there. Or uh, the my my all spots kind of thing, where I mostly look. Let's suppose my all spot thing is this whiteboard. So if you guys are aware about, there's a whiteboard here, so I post on my stories, so like, I have whiteboard here. So whatever I have to do whatever I have to do things, I just write on there. Like, even for my new video, I have mentioned thing there. Like, also I have mentioned one thing, that confidence, that's trying and do it are things. Then again, confidence, opposite gender. So I will talk about how to build confidence, and these 2 points are mentioned there. So if I have to talk about anything, I mentioned there. So when I see that, okay, this remind me, okay, hey, I have to do this thing. I have started my 100 days web development challenge, which unfortunately weren't able to complete. I have created 100 blocks here, where I was ticking for every single day, like, I have done this thing, I have done this thing. So what I have done is, I have created an environment for me. Then every new day, you have to just try it. Just call it, I am trying to read a book. You don't have to force yourself. You just give your a minimum amount of time for it. Let's suppose you want to become a book reader, as I mentioned. So what you do, every single day in the environment, you try to read a book for almost or at least 5 minutes. That's what I do every single day. Very fortunately, in iPhones, we have application called Books, where we get a feature through which we could easily track our book reading timing. So what I do here is that I check my time of every day. I just look, like, how much time I have spent reading books, and it also maintain a streak for book reading. This is the way for even for the streaks I have maintained for doing deep breathing. So I do a deep breathing exercise, and let me tell you, I'm very inconsistent in a lot of things because I have work, I have a college, and I am not feeling well from from recent days. So yeah, if you watch the stream, you will understand. Okay, this is the person who is talk about a lot of things. And very honestly, you need to understand this thing. Like, things take time, things will take time, building a habit will take time, and you have to just try it again and again. Let me give you a glimpse of how it will look alike. So so the journey could be, if I make a graph here. So if I make a graph of trying and fail kind of thing, so it start from zero, and sometime it will be very peak, and it will be get down, because yes, your motivation sometime it will be at peak, and sometime it will be very stagnant. Sometime you will be very hyper productive, and sometime I feel like I am hyper productive. But this is what you can see in your monthly graph, like slowly and slowly days are going, and you are slowly and slowly completing things. So if you do it for month, and you just maintain this for a year, it will never look like this. It will almost look like this, because the impact of it on you will be very, very high. And we all know about compound interest. So we all know about these things. So yeah, so you will understand if you do something for continuously for years, for months. See, if I just stretch this graph up, and I'm very grateful that, okay, so for months you will realize your things are very stagnant. For me, my YouTube are best. But if you if you just examine for months, if you just track your progress for months, you will realize it is very slow. But if you track it for years, or track it for almost 5 6 months or year, when you zoom out, you realize you have done a lot of things. Like, if I do every new stream every single day, for a lot of people it would be one stream, another stream, and another stream. But for me, if I look back after a year, I will realize I have done a lot of streams, to be honest. So for a lot of people, my videos could be, a man, this person is creating video, but every single day, every single video counts. So that will create a very massive impact. And yes, that's what I'm focusing on. So yeah, the two things which you have to focus on. If you build a habit, it will be far more easier for you to keep going. But I want to mention another point here is that it's okay. Also, there's one thing is that which I think uh, I think talked about it in Atomic Habit book, is that whenever so for you it will never be possible to for doing things continuously for every single day, because it is from my own experience I have realized there would be some days where I feel like, okay, I cannot do this thing today. Maybe relatives are there, maybe I have to go for an exam, maybe there's sudden any event or anything where I have to go, and things just collapsed. Like, I am not able to do a single thing at that day. So yeah, your consistency will sometime look like this, where you have done nothing. Sometime it will be look like very average or very less. Okay, I think I cannot. Sometime it will be very less, sometime it will be again same, it will be same again, and sometime it will be at it peak. And it is very, very normal. But yes, whenever you don't do it, let's suppose you again lack or again fail to maintain it, just try that 0.1%. Just try that 0.1%, because yes, it's hard to maintain a consistency kind of thing. But yes, it's hard, it's very easy to do the 0.1% thing every single day. It's very easy to do that 0.1% every single day. Let's suppose you read book for 1 minute. Read a single page is very easy. Reading a paragraph is very easy. So just do that for building. So yeah, you could start your consistency through this way. And yep, this is the way you have to do. So this could be, you can call it try, fail, and I call it a retry. Whenever I do 0.1 single thing, I just call it retry. That I'm retrying it. Because yes, also there's one thing that our you all have watched. I believe you have watched, all have watched that movie called Three Idiots. In that, this uh, Amir Khan as an actor talked about a thing called our brain is a foolish, and we could, make it fool by telling it that everything is easy. So there's a thing we could say our journey is that. So there's a one thing we call it as whenever you. So whenever you feel it hard to do, focus on 0.1% work, and if you fail, call it a part of journey or progress. So yeah, it's a very easy way to do things. Like, see, whenever you fail to do, and whenever you feel like it's very hard to do, like let's suppose you are someone who's into a reading book, or anything, whatever the thing you are doing, or you are doing a challenge or anything, just whenever you feel like it is very hard for you, you are not able to continue it, just focus on 0.1% of the work. What is the minimum you can do? Just do that. And when you do that, or let's suppose you are not able to do a 0.1% thing, just call it, it's a part of journey, that it is, that call it a part of journey. Why you call it a part of your journey? Because that's way you tell your brain, okay, let's suppose I'm failed today, I will do it again because it's a part of journey. I will get better because I will try again and again. So a lot of people who will see, those who have a very strong self belief, those who people who believe on themselves, they focus on this principle. They call it a part of progress and journey, or whatever you can say. It's your story. Do it according to your own way, but yes, just focus on not taking break for all 2 days. Because yes, when you when you take break for 2 days, you are actually calling a complete break from this whole retry thing. So when you fail, just try again at that day, or maybe take rest at that day and again retry it. There would be a day where you will be at your peak, but there would be some day when you fail and you have to just retry things. And that's how you actually succeed. Because yes, there where you, and at that time when you have this peak motivation, that is your win. You know about it. Like, this is the win of yours. Okay, let me just check if anyone is available in the chat or not. Okay, so I think I should share about the stream on Twitter as well. So some people who is actually not available here can um see the. Okay, shit. Hmm, this is not what I supposed to do, man. Okay, so I talk about a lot of thing here. I made a complete visual out of it, and I believe you guys are not able to see anything. Man, this is the worst I could imagine. But yes, there's no problem in that. Okay, so okay, so let me just check once. Okay, so I was talking about things like how to start things. So I have talked multiple things. So first, if you want to start something, you have to remember this one principle called it's not about start, it's about keep going. Because there's a lot of people can start and fail and and left the idea. But if you're someone who start things up, if you're someone who try to do things, if you're someone keep going into it, if you're someone who just try again and again, you actually get better into it, you win at it. You don't have to focus on just start, because yes, anyone can start things up. Okay, so what you have to do is, before starting things up, find your interest. If just look at it, just test it, is it important for you is it important for me or not? Find your interest, then focus on building habit, because yes, we all know for making a complete consistency is very important that we focus on building habit. And when you focus on building habit, you need to understand this one thing, that this is the very hardest thing to do. And because it is very hard to do, so I have some steps which you can follow. And for building habit, you need to start with the 0.1% the thing, because yes, when you start with 0.1%, you will realize you are getting better every single day after doing it for continuously for week, for months. So for the first thing you have to do is, when you start, first focus on your environment, build an environment, have a people, have a circle of people, have a surrounding, or maybe your room or your setup in the way that make you do things again and again. Then the second thing is try it. See, making environment is easy, making environment is quite easy, but trying things is a little bit harder. So just tell your brain that okay, let's try it every single day. Just tell yourself that I have to try this thing because I have to build a habit. Then do a 5-second rule, and for me it is a very highly important rule. That 5-second rule tell you that okay, so whatever you wanted to do, whatever you have in your mind, just think for 5 seconds, and just think, okay, if I want to do it or not. If your brain is continuously, your gut feeling is telling you to do it, just do it. And this is what you have to do for every single day. Just do it every single day. Again, you have to follow this all process. Just make your environment ready for yourself, then try things every single day. And if you're someone who is thinking like, okay, if I have to start or not, if you're someone, when you are ready in your environment but still you are scrolling Instagram, or you're not watching reels, watching shorts, just take 5 seconds, think if you're, if you really want to do or not. If you really want to do, just get back and try it. When you try it, you actually complete that 0.1%. Try to complete that 0.1% of it. Just think what could be the easiest task you can do, and that is try it for every single day. And in between, you have to understand the thing, the first and the second step in between, you need that attitude called just do it. When you think for 5-second rule, when you follow the 5-second rule, 10-second rule, 30-second rule, it is all depend on you, how much time you take for thinking. Because yeah, it is very subjective for timing of thinking, so it depends on your brain how much time you take. But remember this one single thing, if you're thinking, don't just invest your time in overthinking, just focus on just doing it. If you focus on just doing it, you automatically get better into it. That's the point. Just do it and you will get better into it. Okay, I'm saying just do it, don't think like I'm promoting Nike brand. It is just do it. Yes, when you just do it, you get better into it. Also, let's talk about for building habit, it could be look like this. For first day, you could be very motivative, like let's suppose I told you about book reading habit and you are like, man, I will build a book reading habit. So what you will do, you are super motivated, you spend a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours into book reading, and next day you are dead. Let's suppose your relative are there, you have to go for a party or anything else which actually don't let you read a single page. Then what you have to do, you have to retry it. And when you retry, when you actually fail into it, you what you have to tell yourself. So let me just give you a quick example of it so that you get better idea. So what I'm telling here, like if you fail for let's suppose the second day, what you have to do is, uh, either try to do for that 0.1% thing on that day, or let's suppose you fail. So what you have to do is just tell your brain that it is a part of the journey, or it is the part of the progress, and I can do it again from tomorrow. Either you can do from that day, or give your brain some rest, don't overthink and just sleep. Again, from next day, focus on these three things: environment, 5 second rule, and try it. And first focus on just retrying it. Call it I am retrying it. I am retrying it. When you give your brain this thing like I am retrying it, it is very high chance that you actually try it, you get better into it, you continuously do this thing for for multiple days. But suppose you fail here, then you try it, then you again fail, then again retry. Because yes, this is, and whenever you fail, just try to do 0.1% work. In the retry, you will do 0.1% because that is the minimum work you are doing. And again, for retrying it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, you realize again you are super highly motivated and you are, at your 10x productivity and you are doing things for that day. But again, you can fail. Again, you can fail. And just because you can fail, you have to retry it again and again and again. And that's how you maintain your consistency. This is the very easy rule for making consistency. So what you have to do, if you feel like you are failing, just do that 0.1 single thing, 0.1% thing, because we all are someone who think like, okay, I can complete a book in single day. Just because we choose something which is 100x bigger, could be a biggest problem for us, that we don't let us complete that thing today. It could be our graph of completing tasks would be look like this, that we are completing little bit tasks, we are stagnant for some days, we are again trying to do better things, then we are again stagnant when we are doing things. And you will realize for after days and days and days, if you track it for years, for month it look like very stagnant graph, there's no improvement into it. But if you track it for year, you realize that these things are actually getting better into this whole journey. So yeah, I think it's quite understandable for a lot of people. So this is how you can start things up, and you can do it for continuously for multiple days. Let me tell you, for doing streams, for doing video, for making videos for the Harshwise, I have followed this specific principle. But yes, in between, I call it now when I say कि sometimes circumstances will be very very harsh for yourself, and you're like, man, I'm not able to do for 2 days, 3 days. Tell yourself, brain, and again, it is a part of progress, it is a part of progress. Just don't forget that. Okay, let's suppose you fail for 2 3 days and you are like, man, I cannot do it, I'm someone who is very procrastinator, I'm like, just don't demean yourself. Because yes, if you tell your brains, I'm a person who is an action taker, if you tell your brain that you are an action taker who can do things, you will do things. That's very important. I believe you are understanding every single point here. Let me just check. So yeah, I'm straight talking for I'm straight talking for almost 1 hour. Let me just share it on Twitter as well, so that a lot of people will get to know about Twitter, like I am live. So yeah, I think I'm very clear about my point. Also, one announcement I have to do here is that I'm going to start a book reading series or something called a book club, an extinction part of book club, which is a live stream which I will do, where I will sit for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, where I will read a book with you all guys. You can sit with me. We can sit for 15 minutes, or according to your time, according to your interest, you can sit. Just sit with me, read a book, create notes, because it is very important that you are creating notes, because when you create notes, you realize you are actually learning a lot of things. You're actually collecting a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom for yourself from books. And that's how things work. Okay, my internet is very slow, I know. Like, I don't know what is this. Okay, so what I have to do here is that I have to share the link for the stream. Okay, just okay. Okay, if you guys have any doubt, you can ask in the what in the chat. It would be quite helpful. for a lot of people who actually join the stream after uploading it. And I have realized, like, after uploading stream we have an average view duration, not a view duration but views of 83 and 85. So a lot, so almost 85 people join and watch this stream again. So it is a very good sign for me and you all to ask multiple questions. Okay, I think it will be shared. So hello everyone. So if you have joined this stream at this point, make sure you ask your question. And if you are enjoying the stream, you guys have to learn something. If you guys get to learn something new, make sure you subscribe our channel. And also, if you're someone who is joining late, go and watch the stream. You know, just go back and watch what I have talked for straight 10-15 minutes. So yeah, you get the probable idea like what I'm doing here. So I have solved a very critical problem about how to start things up. So this is the complete graph about it. Like, this is a graph where I have talked multiple different things. So if you are interested, just go back in the video and watch it, and let me know if you have any questions to ask, because yes, if you have any contrasting questions, that could be very easy for me to um, go back and reply, or for me to get a thing to think about it. Because yes, if you guys ask questions, that give me a lot of queries to think, and I spend my most of the time to think about new problems for you all, where people talk about things like, okay, I have this problem. Also, I'm going to talk about a new thing which I have recently learned, and I want you all to also to understand, is that uh, how to decide faster. So I've talked about a just do it thing, which I usually do for my own thing. If I want to do things, what I do, I just do it. I just say, just do it, and I do it like straight away. I don't waste my time on random things. I just go straight toward that, slash that work, and I end up doing it. So yeah, for people, those who feel struggle into deciding things up, like they feel it as a struggle to decide, like, man, I'm very bad into deciding thing up, and it I take a hell lot of time deciding one single thing. So that is how to decide faster. And let me tell you, if you start reading books, if you start investing your time into learning, you will know a lot of these things, because I'm not someone who, born with these lessons, these, you know, these wisdoms. These are things which I have learned from a lot of people out there. People who are industry experts, people who have done the huge amount of thing in their life, people who are actually someone whom I call doer, the people who have done things. That's why they are credible enough to tell these things. And I just share these things to you because I spend my most of the time learning these things. Also, so first of all, how to decide faster. The very basic thing for deciding faster is the very basic thing to decide faster is just limiting the options. And I know, maybe you all know about it, that just limiting options or limited options help you to think very straight to the point, like, okay, I want to do A or B, If you have very limited option like A or B, you decide faster, like, okay, I will do A or maybe I will do B. But let's just think about, you have four options, A, B, C, D. Now it will be very difficult for you to decide that you will choose A or B or C or D. Or just think about someone who have 16 options. That will become a very extreme level of difficulty, because at that time you are not able to decide like what should I do, because you have 16 options. So just have very limited options, either A or either B, either A or B. Just think of it as A. So it is option A and B kind of thing. So either A, either B kind of thing actually help you to decide faster. So yeah, have option for you. For me, I just do this thing, do or die. You know about a do or die kind of principles, where a person say, do or die, or do this thing, or or die, like things. The second thing which I personally love, and when I say I personally love, to be honest, I love it, and that is finding the pros and cons of it, which is details, that what is pros of it and what is cons of it. Because if you don't know what is the benefit of doing something, or if you don't know what is the problems you could face while doing this thing, how could you understand is it important for you or not? If you know the details of it, what is details of doing, let's suppose my parents are telling me again and again, hey Harsh, prepare for government examination. If I know the cons that peoples are in crores are preparing for the examination, and there's very less chance of me, someone like me who is not academically very strong, a person who is not able to what memorize very fast, for me it is very hard. Like, I know the cons of it is it requires a great memorizing skill, a person like me who is very bad into academics. For me, I know it is not very good, so I know the details, pros and cons of it. Now the third thing, which is again I have talked about it a lot of time, is your gut feeling. So a lot of time your life decisions are depend will be depend on your gut feeling. So yeah, sometimes you not sometimes, but a lot of time your gut feelings tell you the very correct things. Ab, I will give you an example. Let's suppose you are in examination and you are just thinking like maybe option A is correct. Your brain, your inner feeling is telling you that option A is correct, option A is correct. But you tick on option number B, and after the examination you realize that option A was the correct answer. How it was possible? It is because your gut feeling was telling you. Or maybe just think about, whenever you are going to face something very problematic, your inner gut feeling remind you again and again that something bad is going to happen, and this is your gut feeling. So believe on your gut feeling, because yes, a lot of time your gut feeling will tell you a lot of things. Like, it will tell you like do this thing or do that thing. If you choose a bad, your gut feeling will tell you that this is bad. And yeah, don't depend on it. Focus on first these two principles, then believe on your gut feeling. Like, okay, you know what is the pros and cons of it, you know what are your options, you have limited your option, now you can go forward to believe on your gut feeling. Now let's talk about this third thing, is that uh, and this is what I have applied very recently, let me tell you. Think your time as money. Okay, so someone reached out to me for a free work in my college, and I applied the same principle, to be honest. I think my time as my money, because at the time when I was working for a free work, I can spend my more of the time on a work which actually pay me well. Why I'm telling is that, okay, so if you're someone who's a beginner, you can go for it. Okay, go for a free work, go for externship, go for internship. But if you are someone who at my stage, where I know that I have to pay for a lot of things, I have a responsibility for a lot of things. For me, thinking my time as money is very important. Not a lot of people will understand you, I know, but you know yourself. You know what it costs for you if you spend your time on something that you waste your time, because you know the responsibility you have, because I know what it cost me. That's why think your time as your money. Now, the last and the most important thing which I do is just do it. Don't spend hours and hours just thinking. Just do it. Choose something and go for it. Choose something and just go for it. And there you need to understand is one thing, one single principle is that indecisions kills. Why? Ab, let me tell you. Let's suppose someone reached out to you and he's saying, "Hey Harsh, I'm looking for a thumbnail designer. Are you open for it or not?" What could be my two options? Yes or no? What are the details? What are the pros and cons? Pros, I get a chance. Cons, I don't know, maybe could be a problem. But yes, I know the pros of it, that I will get a good pay. My gut feeling is telling me to go for it. Now I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get paid, it is okay. Now, instead of going and telling that person yes or no, what I do, I spend my time overthinking. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? That can lead to losing that opportunity. This is the very easiest way to lose opportunity, that waste other people's time, that don't take any decision. That's why it is important to take decision. I hope I'm very clear about it here. How to decide faster? First, limit your options. Think about pros and cons. Believe your gut feeling, because yes, your gut feeling will tell you very important things to you. Now think your time as money, because your time is very important. Now just do it. Don't think much. Don't your time. Don't invest. Don't give your time into just thinking and thinking and thinking. Just go and choose something and just go for it. Say it's a do or die moment. Just go for it. Say yes or say no. And I will tell you. If you're someone who's beginner, I just want to mention here. If you are beginner, if you're someone who's a beginner, just say yes to a lot of opportunity, to every opportunity you get. Say yes. What you have to do if you're a beginner, you don't have any experience. Say yes to every opportunity. Because why you need to say yes to every opportunity? Because this is how you learn things up, that where you have to work, where you should not have to work, where you will get an experience about details, like what kinds of people you have to avoid. This is what you have to do and this is not what you have to do. You get this kid kind of thing. You will have a longer run knowledge about what is what is good and what is bad for you. So those who don't know what is pros and cons, pros means the good side out of it, and cons means bad side out of it. Could be bad result out of it. So let me just copy it. So what could be goods? What could be good out of it? Maybe a good outcome out of it. And pros means what could be a bad outcome out of it. What could be at your worst? What worst could happen? It could be very easy. Now I think I am very clear here. This is how you can decide faster and take actions. Hey, welcome to the stream, Pragya. Hello. So yeah, this is how I actually try to talk different things here. So people ask questions in the stream and I try to solve the problem. So if you're someone who joined the stream very late, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you're someone who is subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit the like button, because yes, that's actually boost my confidence, my dopamine for creating more videos. And yeah, if you have any specific question, you can put it into chats. That actually help me to understand, okay, what you are actually getting from the stream. So yeah, I think I am very clear to you all. So yeah, if you are If you are guys are understanding like what I'm trying to say here, what I am uh advantage cons. Yes, could be. Yes, yes, it could be. Nice word. So yeah, you can follow here that good pros are advantages and cons are disadvantages, or could be a good side out of it, or good outcome out of it, or your worst could happen for you all. So yeah. Also, if you have any question, give me into the chat, or I will just get straight towards the next point. So yeah, in last stream I talk about confidence. Not exactly the confidence, but I talk about communication skill, like how you can improve your communication skill. You can become better into, communication. So yeah, if you guys were there in that stream, you know like where I talk about confidence. And while reading multiple different books and articles and blogs, I got to know about a thing called public confidence. So you can improve your public confidence through two ways. Not two ways, but there could be multiple different ways. But let me talk about the ways I have applied for myself to, get better, uh, or could be what? To building a little bit confidence to speak in front of the classroom, in front of yours college or school or stage fear, removing your stage fear and kind of things. But yeah, it is very easy to follow. So let me just get straight to the point. How to build confidence public. So why I'm saying a confidence public? Because let me tell you, we all have two kind of confidence. The first one is a private confidence. uh, so what I mean from public and private is, see, when we are into chatting, when we are with our friends, we are highly confident. We are like, man, I am very confident person in my friend, in front of my friends, in chatting. A lot of people who are very confident in chatting, they are like, man, they're super confident. But when they meet in real, when they get straight in, front of public, they are like the most underconfident person ever. Their people are very shy, they don't know how to, talk in front of public. But yeah, slowly and gradually, when they try things up, that's what I'm going to talk about here, how to build confidence which is available in public. Because yes, your private confidence could be very easily vanished when you go in front of public, when you go on stage, when you go in front of your class, and when you go in front of your what stage, when you go on stage. So yeah, so if I start talking about building confidence, the first factor, which is, you know so I have mentioned that on my whiteboard. I have already mentioned that ki, when you want to build confidence, it is very very important that, see, confidence is what something we all have. Okay, so you a lot of people say, man, I'm very underconfident. You have confidence, you are just not trying it. So that's what you have to do here, is that, I believe my spelling is not wrong. What you have to do is just try things up. The most of the confidence you build just by trying it. So I again put my principle called just do it. Hey Nike, if you're watching this, don't give me a copyright. Just what? Just do it. So a lot of confidence you will build by just doing it. Like, if someone is calling your name to come on stage, just go and speak. Like, see, uh, a lot of time we feel like we are very underconfident. We are not able to speak. We are not able to, do things up. We are not able to, present ourselves. But when we try, we are able to give our best. Not best, but you actually give your 70%, 60% of yours, and you try to, give something out of it. But yeah, why we fail is because of we have, a lot of things running in our mind. What people will think, what teacher will think, what my classmate will think. And these are all, and not just that. And you could be, you get into a trap of, what, spotlight effect. So you get into a very easy a trap of spotlight effect. That's what I always try to remove whenever I just, go and in front of my classroom. In whenever I go for presentation, I just feel like, okay, I'm looking good. No one is going to judge me. And I apply a very basic principle. Let me just go and straight and talk about it. Is that I neglect every second thought, and also, uh, so I neglect every second what? What every second thought, and I focus more on speaking. Let's suppose I am speaking in front of a stream. I know like a lot of people could be judging me. Oh man, look at this person. He is a kid and what he is trying to speak here. Could be a possible spotlight effect for me. But what I am doing here, I am just neglecting that thought. I'm not thinking about it. What I'm doing here, I'm focusing over providing that value. Because yes, I know if I'm just doing it here, it could be very, very helpful for someone. That's what I think, to give my best shot. And that's how you could not you not providing a value in front of the class, but you can think like maybe someone will be there who appreciate you. And let me tell you one thing. So the my own first experience about speaking in front of a stage, when I was speaking in front of the stage, I was like, man, a lot of people will be judging me, but let me just speak out of it. Like whatever I have got to speak, let me speak it. Then I take a pause for 2 seconds, and I was like, I'm taking a hell lot of time. Just I have taken 2 second pause, and I was like, man, I'm taking a hell lot of time. Because when you are doing something and you know that is a time constraint of it, so at that point you realize your time is not ending. So what, at that time for me 2 second was a very long time, and I was like, let's start. So I had made a mistake, and you will realize in the stream I'm also making some mistake. Sometimes I take words wrong. I don't know why, but yes, that's what is actually happening. So if I do that mistake now, I don't just give time over thinking like, okay man, I made a mistake. What I do, I just correct that, because I know if I'm correcting it, it will get, what, it will get corrected. That's the thing. So what you have to do is just neglect every single thought. Just do it. Go give your presentation, give whatever, speak. And that's what you could build your confidence by, just, what, just doing it. Go into the conversation, speak. If teacher is asking for someone to give the answer, go and speak. Because when you go and speak, when you try things again and again, you get better into it. That's what is actually happening for me. Uh, the time I try to give the answer, the time I try to speak the answer, when I try to go in front of the classroom, when I go and give the introduction, I am become more bolder. I'm becoming more confident, more bold in the class, that I can speak in front of any teacher. I can speak in front of anyone. Like I can give the answer, I can give the introduction, I can explain anything in front of the whole class. It doesn't mean I'm very confident, I'm very academic person. No, I'm not. I use ChatGPT for finding the answers in the class. But the whole thing what I do in explaining things in the class is that I focus over, just try to speak, because I know in the longer run, and you have to understand this one single thing which I talk about in this thing, that if you fail, call it a part of journey. That's what I apply in every single thing. If I fail in speaking, if I fail in communicating, if I fail in any single thing, I call it a part of progress. If somewhere, if any in the part of my journey, if if there could anything happen which actually create a very negative impression of myself, or maybe I, what, I make someone feel bad about it, or someone hate my content, or whatever thing happen, I call it a part of progress, that I could improve myself in the journey. I will improve myself. I will not repeat the same mistake. But what, it is a part of the journey. When you say it, you actually improve. That's why you try it now. When you say I'm just doing it, I'm just trying it, that's you get better. And also there's a one thing, if you're someone who feel hard for just doing it, call it a do or die movement. Let's suppose teacher is calling your name to stand up and speak. Tell yourself it's a do or die movement. Either I will speak or I will die. And just go and straight and give the answer. That's what you can do to build your confidence. And confidence is not a 1 day game. It is, and you have to understand this thing. Confidence is not a 1 day game. It will take weeks and weeks and weeks. But yeah, for sure. So it's not a 1 day game. It's not a that you will speak today and you will be confident, but I'm not longer in, but for weeks, but for few weeks, not for, but after few weeks and better. And let me tell you, I have seen my classmate doing this thing. They, I don't know, I don't know if it is, if it is a right word to say that they look at me and try things up, but I have seen them getting better, like literally getting better at speaking. They are trying it. If I try it, they try it. If I go speak, they speak. If I try to give introduction, they go and give the introduction. And these are the people who try along with me, not along with me, but they try it. I know that they are just trying it again and again, giving the answer, giving the introduction. And this not only me. I have seen people doing the same thing, and in few weeks, these are the people have changed. These people have the confidence that they can speak, explain, and what they can do anything in front of the class. They are confident, they are getting confidence. And yeah, we all know that our confidence are, sometimes we feel like we lacking confidence, but yeah, we get better into it if we try again and again. That's what matters, to be honest. Hello, hello, good evening. Okay, for sure, no problem in that. You can watch the stream later because, yeah, a lot of people watch the stream later. I know, like, that's fine. There's no problem in that. Let's get again. Also, this is the confidence for building in classroom. Let's talk about the confidence for building confidence for opposite gender. Uh, what opposite gender means? So you could be a person who feel like, okay, for building your max confidence, like the max confidence is that we are like, okay, I'm confident in front of my classroom, I am confident in front of my friends, I am confident in front of my stage, but when I go in front of a girl, or maybe yes, girl, the opposite gender, you're like, man, all of my confidence got burst, or they I lost everything in front of what? Opposite gender. And let me tell you, I am laughing at this point. What laughing? And laughing and smiling, whatever. But let me tell you, this is the biggest problem a lot of people, majority of people face. Just if you feel, okay, I'm telling you wrong, just if you're in college, if you are in your office, or if you're someone who's in school, test it out with your friends, test it out with your classmates. They all are not able to, speak. They will not able to communicate. They don't have this confidence. So what you have to do? Again, apply the same process. So it actually doesn't take it. So what you have to do is just do it. Go for the conversation, try to talk. And yeah, first, for the very first time, it will be very hard. You are not able to speak at a single word, but for trying it again and again, and it is a game of try, let me tell you. To be honest, it is a game of try. When you try it again and again and again and again, so what? I said it's a game of try. So when you try it again and again, you get better into it, and there's no lie into it. Let me tell you, if you are someone who wanted to become confident, it's a game of try. Just go in front of anyone and just try to speak. Like, hey, I want to talk about this thing, and don't be creepy. Let me tell you this one single thing. A lot of people don't know, like, how to communicate. And don't try to become creepy or cocky, or someone who will like, man, I'm seeing a male, I don't talk, I ignore girls. Don't be like that. You have to be someone who is genuinely interested into talking. If you are genuinely interested in talking, you will be able to talk with people. That's very easy. Well, for the very few days, it will be very hard. So people are not very interested in talking. and could be, a lot of time people are generally not interested in talking, let me tell you, but it is not a very hard thing. So what you have to do, find a way to get into the conversation, join group discussions where people get a chance to speak, go and talk with people. That's how you actually talk. So what, uh, if you are not getting a chance to talk in face to face, so what you can do, join GD. Let me tell you, you don't have to force about anything. Like, okay, I want to talk people in front face to face. Sometimes that's not happen because yes, every person has their own limits, so you cannot breach that. But yeah, you can ask for what, uh, consent. Yes, you can ask for consent, and you can ask someone like, hey, I wanted to talk with you, and it is just for specific because I just want to talk with you, and there's nothing around that. And yeah, people will very happy. You can take a topic, and it is very important that you should have a topic because yes, when you have a topic you can talk around that. And yes, so let's suppose it's a game of try. uh, think of an interesting topic, and let me tell you, it could be about the teachers. A lot of people find topics like bitching about teachers, but let me tell you, just find topics for communicating, and that's how you actually get better into communication. Find an interesting topic, go into discussion, what group discussions, and when you get that, what group discussions, debates. Okay, join group discussion, debate, so you can participate into things. And let me tell you, when you participate into conversations, it is quite more fruitful for you to build confidence. And I think I'm very clear about this point here, that this is how you can build your confidence. That's very easy. So yeah, these are the points which I wanted to discuss with you all, and I believe that a lot of problems are lying in between. Like I have discussed like how to that things. So yeah, I believe like I have discussed some of the major problem people have asked my DMs. If you have any question, go and ask about me, ask to me. And yes, what build a also I'm reading a book called Build. So that book is very great, and let me tell you, like I spend my max of the time reading books through my app. I don't carry a lot of books, so most of the time I am not able to show you books because yes, I make notes like this. So I create flow charts. So if I show you, I make drawings, flow charts, boxes, and I spend my max of the time, creating graph vagera. Like this is the way I learn things. And whenever I get a point, something, a point which I feel important, I write on my notes. And yeah, these are the points I feel very important, and that's why I learn things up. And that's how I actually get content for my own videos. And let me tell you, like these are the very important points which you should remember. Uh, what when you are reading a book, make sure to what make sure to create notes out of it. So yeah, the let me just give you a glimpse of how to read, how the best way to read a book. So I know like you all are very aware about it, but yes, let me just give you a little bit out of it. Like what is the best way to read a book is, okay, so best way to read a book is, first of all, I remember the first book I started reading. Uh, in the preface of that book, or maybe the introduction of that book, the author mentioned this one single thing, is that have a mindset. Okay, let me tell you. So we all have some ego in our mind. Okay, so if you believe me or not, I don't know, but we all have a ego in our mind that okay, I will, nothing can teach us. So first of all, you should have a mindset. What mindset? A learning mindset, that okay, I am here to learn something out of from this book. I'm here To learn something from this book, that mindset is required, and that mindset is called learning mindset. And I have talked about it in multiple videos, and I have a video, specific video on how to learn faster. I have made a video on how to learn faster. In that, I have also talked about this learning mindset, how to learn faster. Then, whenever you are reading a book, start from your interests. Let me tell you, book reading could be very hard for you if you are choosing a book which are, very complex. Let's suppose you are someone who don't have any interest in physics, and you have a book of physics. Let's suppose you are reading a book, well, let's suppose you are studying quantum mechanics, and you don't have a single interest into physics. What will happen? You will sleep on the book. You will have a very great sleep, but you won't learn a single thing out of it. So start from your interest. That's why I started from a book called Richest Man in Babylon. It was my first book because, yes, that's how. And then take notes of learnings, scribble, add sticky. Okay, so let me tell you, whenever you learn something from a book, either write it on a diary or a notes or on a Notion app. And for Notion, I have a tutorial out of it. So you can go and check the channel. I have already talked about how to use Notion. Now, or scribble on the book. You have a lot of free space in your books. Take that page, write out of things like, okay, this is what I have learned. This is what I find important. Underline it, highlight it, or add a sticky note. So you have seen a lot of people, have a sticky paper and they, stick on that page. So you couldn't do that. And let me tell you, when you write things, why I'm telling you to scribble, adding sticky note, why are you writing here? Because when you write things up, you actually, uh, and there's a principle called muscle memory. I don't know if you know about it or not. So when I was preparing for my board examination, my teacher told me about a muscle memory. So when you write things up, your muscle will remember that lesson for longer run. So when you again write something, so when you write things for multiple times, what it will happen is that you actually, your brain will remind that lesson for the longer run instead of just reading it. So yeah, so have a learning mindset. Start from your interest. Take notes out of your learning. If you fail to continue, so okay, if you fail to continue, uh, start with 0.1%. And a note I want to give you all. What note? Something I want to share with you all. And I don't believe it will work for a lot of people is that if you know the crux, gist, or the meaning of the lesson, move to next. Let's suppose you are reading a book, and what? When you are reading it, you suddenly realize, okay, this topic is talking about this specific topic. And when you scroll the pages, you realize that author is talking again and again about the same topic. And I know the gist of it. Then move to the next lesson. Don't spend your max of the time on the same page. I'm not telling you to do for the every single book, but there are a hell lot of authors and they have a hell lot of books, and a lot of people have talked the same thing for a single lesson. And let's suppose there's a book called Atomic Habit. There's a specific book which actually talk about procrastination. There's a specific book which actually talk about habit. There's specific book which talk about productivity, and all you find in the same book. So what you can do is, when you know the gist, when you don't learn, when you know the lesson, okay, I know this principle, skip it and move to the next lesson. This is how you can fast read a book. And I want to tell you that it won't work for a lot of people. So it is very subjective. Let me tell you, it is very, very subjective. So if you're someone who is a line to line person, if you read a book from line to line and end to end, go for it. There's no hard and fast rule. Also, when you are reading a book, make sure to learn to apply lessons out of your. I'm not talking about those, Harry Potter series kind of books. I'm talking about books which are into self-help genre, because I'm a person who is came from who actually love to read self-help genre. That's why I'm telling you to understand this thing. If you're someone who's reading a self-help genre kind of book, try to apply the lessons. The most what you can do is to share these lessons to your friends. So yeah, either so this is what I wanted to tell you all. So apply the lessons in your life. And let me tell you, a lot of book talk up, and you have heard about this thing like books are your best friends. They will teach you a lot of lessons. And let me tell you, I have spent my max of the time on reading a book called Keep Going. So if you guys have followed me on Instagram, you know, like I was on a vacation, and for that I was reading this book. And let me tell you, I have completed half of this book in no time, to be honest. I have taken a very less time completing this book. And let me tell you, I have almost, man, I have completed almost half, like more than half of the book. And let me tell you, I am applying slowly and slowly every single lesson on my life. And not that, after reading the book, I realize I am already applying a lot of lessons in my life. So yeah, and yeah, this book is a very proper reminder for me. Like I realize, okay, I have stopped doing some things which I usually doing. So yeah, this book is a quite a great example. Like this book actually talk about finding a good spot for yourself, for reviving your creativity. So let me give you the thing. Like, okay, let me just show you. Okay, also this book is again talk about the principle which I have shared on Twitter about reading your bookmarks. So if you're someone who is on Twitter, you know that you have a feature called bookmarking. So you can bookmark tweets, threads. I usually do that. So when I joined Twitter, I spent my most time learning from threads. I started bookmarking that, but slowly I realized I'm not reading those bookmarks. So this lesson remind me that, so if you're creating a diary, and I have mentioned this thing, take notes of your learning. So reread those, learnings, those lessons on weekends. You can spend your time reading that. So yeah, I think this is for it. And I feel like, okay, let me just give you. Uh, mm, Also, you talk about one thing. Sometime in a week, try things which give you fun. Like, let's suppose you enjoy doing drawing, or you enjoy listening to music, or you love creativity. You love to playing chess, or you love something. Just do that thing once in a while, because when you do that now, you actually revive your creative. Sometimes you feel like now you actually don't have the energy to continue things, and at that point, let me tell you, like this will help you a lot. Like literal, it will help you a lot if you know like what is your good spot or what is your good to go spot. So go for that. What it takes to spending your time doing things which you love, spending your time into your hobbies. So yeah, I think and I believe you learn something from this whole stream. And as per the stream is back, I'm again back. I have